Welcome, everybody. It's a little after 6:30, and it's a Wednesday, the 5th of November, 2025. And this is the STUG, Sarasota Technical Users Group, STUG meeting, and we're starting at 6:30 with the help desk, and the regular meeting will start at 7. My name is Jim Cerny. I'm a vice president, and I'm looking forward to opening it up for questions. And I caution you, if you don't have a question and speak up, you're going to have to listen to my question. You don't want to do that. So let's hear some good questions from people, anything at all.
Jim, I have a question.
Good.
Jim McIntyre. My problem is with Quicken. And I've been using Quicken for a long, long time, and this is the first time I've had this problem, and I can't get it resolved. And here's the problem. When I do a one-step update, the Quicken goes to all of my accounts, banks, credits, brokerage, so forth, and gets the update. And then it gives the, after I open it up, it gives the update, so everything in, and I print it out. Okay. One brokerage account with Fidelity doubles the cash amount. There's a cash account there. Sometimes it's called F cash. Sometimes it's just called cash. Sometimes it's FDIC something or other. But anyway, what it's doing is doubling that amount and giving me two values for the value. And of course, that makes everything more. And to get it fixed, I've got to subtract that doubling out. So does anybody know of any solution to that problem?
My first inclination would be, how old is the version that you are using?
The version of Quicken?
Yes.
It's the latest one. I don't know what.
Okay. All right. That answers the question.
One.
So that's not the problem unless there's a problem with it.
And another thing, let me tell you this. I called the technical support at Quicken, and they said, oh, we know about that problem and we're working on it and we're going to get it fixed. And then about 4 or 5 days later, after the update, the message came on my screen that said, your problem with the cash account has been resolved, but it hadn't. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a Quicken expert, but I think what jumps out at me is if you have double your money in your account, be sure to send some to STUG. Does anybody have any Quicken experience?
I think Mike Ungerman does, doesn't he?
I think he uses their other product, QuickBooks.
Quicken Simplify.
Oh, okay, you do. All right.
Yep.
You may not have heard the problem. I don't think you were in when Jim McIntyre gave his problem. Jim, would you repeat it?
Yes. I have a problem in Quicken. After I do the one-step update, all of my accounts are properly updated except for one, and it's a brokerage account. And the problem with it is they've doubled the cash amount in the account. Just doubled it.
But only the cash account, not the holdings.
All the securities are proper.
If you go to the brokerage website and log into your brokerage account,
yes,
and look up the same information, is the cash amount correct?
When I go to the Fidelity website, the amount listed is correct.
Okay. You need Quicken's help for that.
Yes. Apparently, Fidelity and Quicken have been feuding over whose problem it is. Apparently. And,
you know, when it said your problem has been resolved, it could have just timed out.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
You can actually see the double cash amount. That doesn't make sense.
Right.
But Drew brings up a good point. That was Drew, right? Instead of
No, it was George.
Sorry, George. Yeah, these automated help desk or resolve your problem issues online or with a comment or a text or an email somebody will accept it. Hopefully you'll get a case number and you can reference that case number if it's unresolved. But if none of their people approach it or accept it or work on it, it can time out and they just say your problem's been taken care of and it really hasn't.
Yeah.
Did they give you a case number or an issue number?
But when we called the guy and got him, the first thing he said was, we know that problem and we're working on it, but it's not resolved yet.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah,
he said.
yeah. Well, I often forget whenever I make a call or contact somebody to get the first name of the person I contacted. Because if I have to contact them again, you're going to get somebody else.
Yeah.
And knowing that first name and ask for a case number or reference number for future use might be helpful. But other than that, I can't help with QuickBooks.
George, your hand is up again.
Yeah, so James, I hope you didn't go out and spend the money you didn't have.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, that was something that was helpful to understand that you have a problem, but it's sorry that we couldn't give you a good solution other than contacting them again and try to get them to give you a case number or something. Next question, somebody,
Dick?
anybody?
Dick Vogel has his hand up.
Okay, thank you, Dick. Go ahead.
I thought for your problem would be to unlink from Fidelity and then link back up again and see if that has any effect.
Hmm.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, you can do an image backup first.
Yeah.
Or you can do it with Fidelity on the phone with you.
Well,
Watch my screen, look what I'm doing.
Fidelity doesn't want to get involved with it. I've talked to my advisor at Fidelity and he says, we don't do anything with that. It's not our problem.
But you know whose problem it is? It's not either company's problem. It's your problem.
Yeah.
Mike, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I lost my video for some reason. That's all right. My only comment is what I made when I first came on. Quicken has a new product. It's called Quicken Simplify. And not as simple, but anyway, that's their brand name. And what it's done is they've made a 100% compatible web application. And that then makes it compatible with any operating system. You can run it on Windows, you can run it on Linux, you can run it on a Mac, you can run it on an iPad, because it's all using HTML coding. So the nice thing about it is if you trust Quicken with your information, which most people do because they're downloading stuff through Quicken, then Simplify will gather all the information and keep it on their server until you open up Simplify on the web. And that means you no longer have to download information into the application as the traditional Quicken does. It's just always there 24/7. So I've actually made a transaction on my credit card, for example, and immediately opened up Quicken Simplify, and there it is. It's on their servers and it's available to you. So you literally get instantaneous balances on all the accounts that you trust to open in Quicken. And it's also solved my Linux problems because I no longer have to run a special application that runs Windows apps under Linux. I can just go to the web version of Simplify and there it is.
Would he be able to run his version of Quicken and the Simplified as well?
He'd have to pay for it because they're two different products.
Okay.
But yes, you can, because I've got both.
Ah, good.
You know, there's a possibility there, James. Not simple, but possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dick, your hand is still up. Do you have something more?
No, I'm trying to get it down. There it is.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can move on to another question. You all look like you have some puzzlers going on in your head. So what questions do you have? Anybody? Ooh.
Nobody's bringing it tonight.
I'll come up with something. I have a neighbor has asked me to help him, and I've been stumped. He has an HP printer, relatively new, but it's not one that has any kind of a screen on it. Everything is done from your computer. And Spectrum is his provider for internet. They sent him a new router, so he has a new password and so on. So he had to start over again to try to connect his printer. And it's not seeing his printer. Or if you run their software, it sees the printer but never connects to it. And my next try is just to uninstall the HP software completely and then start from scratch to see if that helps at all. Anyone have any experience with any of that? Jolyn?
Yes, sir. I'm going tomorrow to do the same thing with a relatively new HP printer, and it keeps going to sleep, and everything I've done, all the research I've done says there is an updated driver. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I will let you know if it's successful.
Thank you.
Well, that would be helpful. Is it online or cable connection to the PC, Huey?
I tried both. I even have a regular printer cable that I hooked up and I still couldn't make it connect. But
She can
we're-
wait. What
You,
goes
I
on?
wouldn't bother with the HP software.
okay.
And I would.
Thanks, Dave.
I would. It's worked for me. It helps her. It's helped her figure out how to go at least because hers turns off and goes to sleep all the time. So she always has to unplug it. She has to wake it up every time. And there is an update in the software for the drivers that I read about. So I'll go over there and do that tomorrow. I'll let you know how it works.
Thank you.
When I've had HP printer problems, one of the things that has been suggested is to delete the printer and then re-add it.
Yeah, I've done that, but I haven't uninstalled all of the software and any drivers. And so that's what I want to do next.
I assume, Huey, that whenever you reinstalled it, the printer was totally unplugged from power and that you started by plugging the printer into the electrical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I figured you'd do that.
I also recommend downloading HP Print and Scan Doctor from their support site. And when we had HP printers, we were having a lot of problems with my wife's. I had one, she had one. And the Print and Scan Doctor, when you run it, is a diagnostic. It's kind of like Windows troubleshooters. And it will try to find a problem, including a need for updated drivers. So you just go to HP's support site, find the printer, drill down to utilities, and you should find Print and Scan Doctor, and you can download and run that under Windows, and it may solve the problem, not necessarily.
Does
great.
So somebody mentioned Revo. Does Revo and these other uninstallers, will they uninstall drivers as well?
They're designed, Revo uninstaller in particular is designed to remove applications.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And registry, it cracks down a lot of leftover stuff.
Yeah, but you first point it to a folder. There's most of the uninstallers will let you do what they call a hunter mode or forced mode. And what you need to do is point the app at the executable file or the folder and where most of the files are, and it figures out the rest and removes as much of it as it can.
Steve Parker?
Yeah, problem I've got is with the CentriCam. You've got the same, well, the newer version of it.
Yeah, I have both.
Yeah, it's got the clamp, right, that holds it to the top of your monitor.
Not the two. The one does.
Okay, what does the two?
It's the one kind that kind of rests on there, and then you move it a little bit to make it a little bit tighter.
Okay, because the problem I noticed with it is that the monitor that I've got is curved and the shell is also curved. So when you try to put any clamp stuff on it, it just slides right off because there's nothing for it to grip onto with the parallel surface.
I use
So the
sticky
other problem I've
tack.
got is how do I get the thing to stay put?
I use sticky tack, the clay adhesive. It doesn't leave any marks. You can use as much or little of it as you need and put a glob of that stuff on the edge of your monitor and put whatever you want on it to stick on it in place. You can move it a little bit, adjust it, but it'll hold it pretty well.
And what's it called?
Sticky tack. Let's see if I have a. This is, I keep it in my desk. Gorilla Glue makes it, and it's a clay adhesive.
Yeah.
That's just like a little piece of clay. And it works very well for many applications. I told my parents years ago to use it to put a picture on the wall, and they did. The picture fell off the wall. Because after a while, with the heat or whatever, it may change shape.
Yeah.
But for most uses, for setting things in place, it works very well. I have it on my camera now.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot then.
Sticky tack.
Yeah,
Comes in a lot of uses for that.
Jean, you have your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I do have an HP printer, the big one, the M683. So it's all in one. It does all the buzz and whistles. But I do have problems with it. Not even though I see the light flashing, it's not always online. So I end up sometimes turning it off and restarting my computer and restarting that, and then it comes back.
It reconnects. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have had problems with it just dropping off being online.
I have problems as well, not with my printer, but with just my computer. It starts up from a cold start and it doesn't connect to the internet. And I have to do a restart, and it connects just fine when I do a restart.
Yeah, sometimes things don't work in the same order and they get just out of place.
Yes.
Also, restart and shut off are actually two different things.
Yes.
So if you want to clear up something, you want to do the restart as opposed to shutting it off. Shutting it off leaves some things. It doesn't leave it in memory. I believe it writes it to the hard drive. But don't quote me on that part of it. But it does save some information. So when you start it up again, that information is available so it can start quicker. The restart doesn't work that way.
I think the best solution would be to reboot the router.
Oh, that's another good thought. So Huey used the term restart and then turn off. You mean shut down, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And you're saying that shutdown does not really remove everything, whereas a restart really would remove more or everything.
That's correct.
Okay. I would think it would be the opposite.
You would think so, but I've read articles about it and that's what they tell.
Oh, that's good to know.
Murray, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit confused by the second email that said that it had been rescheduled to no fixed time. I thought maybe that might have been canceled.
That's not this meeting, and I'll talk about it in the announcements.
Oh, okay.
Okay, other questions? Anybody? I have a thought. I just want to do another quick survey with those attending. How many of you attending are using a password manager of some kind, where you put all your passwords in one place and then you try to log in and the password comes back? It looks like just a couple of people, maybe 3 or 4. I use 1, 5, 6. Okay.
So do you count the browser password manager as a password manager like like Chrome saves my
Yeah, in fact, well, I'm using Google's password manager. And one issue I've had with it is I'm not sure how or why it does this, but on a certain web page of an account that I want to get in, it does not automatically populate the ID and password. I have to click on it, and then I have to click again on the ID and password that comes up in the window to have it populate in the box so I can log on. And I was wondering if other people have that same problem of having to put or click on the auto password once or twice to get it to be put in the box.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have that issue as well.
Yep.
I don't find it a problem. It may be the site is not allowing auto
Yes,
fill.
that was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But it only happens on one site on
Oh, no, it
mine.
happens with, yeah, I
On
get it.
all the other ones, it puts it right in there, ready to go.
No, I've got a couple of sites I go to that I need to do it that way. So
Okay.
so far it hasn't bothered me much because I figured
Yeah.
security. So thanks.
Okay,
Jim, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why on earth would you why would you trust your password information with Google?
Because I trust Google with everything else I have, my finances, my everything. I know that they can, it can be ripped off, but every site can be ripped off, right, Dave?
That's like saying everybody's capable of murder, but only a small percentage do it. I just don't trust them. You
Okay,
don't know.
well,
You
I
don't know
have
what they're
for
doing with
years,
your
we haven't
information.
had a problem yet, so.
You don't know. Okay.
That's right, you wouldn't know that many times, that's true.
I would
Until
think
it
that if
affects the
any of
charge
those-
account number or something.
Yeah, I would think that if any of those companies were hacked, they'd be out of business. So their security levels got to be pretty damned high.
It's not their level of security. It's what they're doing with the information.
Yeah, and Apple has it, and Apple has theirs, and Windows has theirs, and so it's out there.
But Google has a reputation.
And yet I've been very happy and have felt safe with it. So I think it's our point of view. It's each of us where each of us finds safety in what we're doing. That's what's important.
Yep.
There could be a factor too, like if somebody robs the bank and nobody knows about it, and the bank gets some of their money back or pays a ransom to get their money back, the bank doesn't want to tell anybody it's been taken, right? So I can imagine that there may be a scenario where some information is either on purpose or accidentally leaked or stolen from Google, and Google won't admit it just because they don't want to tarnish their reputation.
It kind of fits in this discussion, but I was told by a polygrapher, a polygraph person, says an honest person, a lock will keep an honest person honest. It doesn't keep somebody out of something. And the same thing with your passwords and so on. Somebody may get it. There's different ways for them to get them. And we all have to have some kind of a level of trust and do it our own way. Some people use a little book because they don't trust the software. And then other people say, don't use a book because that's not safe. You should use the software. So it's what you're comfortable with.
I remember LastPass was hacked.
Yes.
A year ago or so. I had paid for a year of OnePass, but it was kind of a pain in the shoe to get everything in there, and I got kind of tired of it, and I never used it. So I just let Google put a strong password and hope that it remembers it. And when I clear my cookies or clear my cache, that it's not going to, get rid of all those passwords.
Yeah, I've been using a password manager that goes back to when I had a Palm Pilot, And it was software that ran on it. And I still use that same software. It's still available. I have it on all my devices, and they all connect, so they all sync. If I add something on one, it adds it to all of the others when I close it down. And I've got like 1,800 or so passwords and cards because I keep numbers, serial numbers to software and stuff in it as well. And I found it so handy sometimes when I can't remember, gee, was I ever there before? And I go in and, oh yeah, I got a password for it, so I can go to it.
Does anybody, last question, does anybody pay a fee for a password manager?
The one I have,
does.
I did originally, and I had to pay for a PC version, I had to pay for the iPad version, and I had to pay for the Android version. But it was a one-time purchase, and they weren't expensive, and it lasts forever. So.
Okay, Dave, you had your hand up. Did you pay for one? Maybe you could give us some insight.
Yeah, I've been using RoboPhone Pro since it came out on floppy disk. I don't know how that relates to the Palm Pilot era, but I think we're close.
I was on a call earlier today, and I didn't get in on the very beginning of the discussion, but they were talking about Malwarebytes, which is a free service, or you can pay $10 a year, I think, for a paid version. But
it's more than $10.
There was some article that showed that it wasn't secure or something. I didn't understand. I didn't get in on the beginning of that discussion.
Does Malwarebytes have a password manager?
No, they're two different things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I've used Malwarebytes since 2007. Nothing has, I've been hit dozens of times. Nothing's ever gotten through.
Okay,
it's an
thank you.
antivirus, I guess. I thought they were
anti-malware.
I use Bitwarden, which is
a good one. Yes.
Yeah.
As is RoboForm. Number of people at our club use both of those. So yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, Proton Pass is another good one.
Yes, but that's relatively new.
Yeah.
So not.
But again, they're very, very tight on security.
Yes, they are. Proton is a very
it's never been hacked yet.
Yes.
Very security conscious. Yes.
Okay, we have to wind up. It is 7:01, and I'd like to exit gracefully from the help desk on November 5th and from 6:30 to 7 p.m., just prior to our regular monthly meeting. And thank you all for your questions. And this is Jim Cerny turning it over to Huey for introduction for the regular meeting.